We're going live in one, two, oh. All right, guys. Welcome to the ERW podcast. Today we will be talking about the legend himself, Just Prince. We'll be talking about his legacy, the impact he had on society, the impact he had on us as friends, the impact he had on gospel music, and who was Just Prince. His impact goes very, very far and wide to the extent where this funeral is beyond all of us. But I think the public needs to hear from the nitty gritty. Uh, Most of you guys here know Prince from even birth. Some of you guys grew up with him, did music with him. All of us did music with Prince, and we had such close, intimate relationship with Prince. So without any further ado, guys, let's have this conversation, man. Who was Prince? You know, um, you know, uh, we have Glorious Lambs here. This is the last group that Prince was with before he passed on. We work with you guys very, very closely, and in his later days, you guys were more close to him and more intimate, so to speak. Um, Wallace Smith, Prince was born right in your arms. Um, Dr. Holt, Winston, you grew up with Prince. You guys were toddlers together, became teenagers together, worked together. We would like to hear these background stories.
Emmanuel, before Winston speak, which page are you on so I can share? Because I'm not finding the podcast.
Say that again, Jay.
Which page are you streaming from? Where are we?
We're on Emmanuel Randolph Wheagar.
Render, but I'm not seeing it on my ends for some reason. You can send it in my inbox, just in case on Messenger, then I can share because I can find you. Okay,
Mhm.
Michael, you have to make your phone horizontal. Michael, the other way around. Okay, now you're looking good. Now we're talking. Yeah, so go ahead with your question. We could start from Winston.
Go ahead,
Why
Winston.
you guys want to start from me? I mean, you guys, we should be starting with the person who practically gave birth to Prince almost. But if I should be the first to go, I'm okay with that. Um, so right now, before I even start, it brings so much of us coming around this table to talk about
Oh, I think he froze.
Yeah, he froze and yeah, he might have some internet issues there. But let's go to Carlos Wallace Smith. Uh, Forgive
Thank you.
us. You're very welcome.
Um, I appreciate you including me on this podcast to talk about a young man that I found to be extraordinarily gifted in various aspects of the arts. One that made enormous contribution to the artistic community, uh, both on the continent of Africa and here in the diaspora. When you speak of Prince Sherman, anybody that is involved remotely with music, especially gospel music, easily recognizes his name And most of them, especially if they're recording artists, have probably worked with him or tried to work with him. I'm not too conversant with the latter part of Prince's life and his career, but I'll comment on the early part. Prince and I come from the same hometown, Lower Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, Liberia, West Africa. I grew up on Fuller Street in Lower Buchanan. Prince was just about a quarter to a half a block away from my house. That's where he grew up.
Hmm.
His father, the Reverend Father Philip Bar Sherman, was a priest of the St. John's Episcopal Church in Lower Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. That's the church that I grew up in. Served as an acolyte in that church. At one point, my grandmother was the choir director of that church.
Hmm.
Father Sherman was the priest, was our priest, and Prince's mother was the mother of the church. The circumstances of Prince's birth, if there were some other family members here, there'll be if there were family members here, they'll comment on that. But as far as my recollection, Prince did not see his mother
Hmm.
because when he was born, that was the day his mother passed away because she died in childbirth, giving birth to Prince. So he was always an unusual person from the very circumstances of his birth.
Hmm.
I can see where Prince got his gifts from. His father was not a singer in the traditional sense. And I didn't know anybody in the family, maybe there were, who I knew were singing publicly, but you could tell that Father Sherman was extraordinarily gifted. Because unlike other priests, when they do the chants, if you're a member of the Episcopal Church or Lutheran Church or a Catholic Church, you know how they do those chants. The Lord be with you and also with you. A lot of times you see the priest, they'll do it, they'll get through it, but because they can't really sing, they're not actual singers. A real singer will notice that you're probably out of tune or you're moving from one tune to another. Father Sherman was different. When he did his chant, you want him to keep chanting. He had an absolutely brilliant voice. And I believe that's where Prince got it from.
Hmm.
But he may have gotten it from other sources in his family, but that's the one that I know. So I grew up, in that environment, and I saw Prince as a child. Um, by the time I was leaving Buchanan, by the time I left Buchanan, Prince must have been about 3 or 4 years old when I left Buchanan. I didn't get to see Prince again until during the war. Well, I did see him a few times when I went back to Buchanan for vacation. Father Sherman was reassigned from Buchanan to Sino to be the priest at another church, another Episcopal church in Sino. and so he had to relocate with his dad. I believe it was there in Sino that they were when the war came, and we got the unfortunate news that Father Sherman had passed away up there. Um, and so eventually Prince made his way to Monrovia. I recall, and you can stop me if at any time if you want,
No,
to
go ahead. Go ahead.
get other people in. I recall sometimes in the mid '90s or mid to late '90s. Um, I got a call from Sylvia Henry. Sylvia Henry worked at the Ducal Broadcasting Corporation, DC 101. She was one of the broadcasters there. Um, Sylvia came to me and said, "I got this kid I want you to listen to. He's absolutely brilliant."
Hmm.
Priest had come from Sino, I believe, and I think he was somewhere in the Gardnersville area, and he was trying to find relatives, friends, people that he could connect with. He had lost his father. Remember, he already didn't have a mother. And I think he was trying to find some of his other siblings. Now I know his siblings too, because they were my contemporaries we kind of grew up and together. His older brother, Wesley Miller, who passed away, Austin Miller, who's here in Minnesota, Patrick Miller, who's in Liberia, O.P. Sherman, and and that whole group. But when Sylvia came, I said, yeah, because Sylvia knew I was involved with music and the arts, and especially promoting the young people. And so I was the first person she thought to contact. But when she talked to Prince about who she was bringing him to, Prince said, "I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know him. Uh, as my big brother." And so when she came back to me, she said the young man talking about, he said he knows you. So I said, "What's his name?" He said, "Prince Sherman." And now a lot of the people that came from St. John's Episcopal Church, the older people, were very close to Father Sherman. Father Sherman was a pillar in our community. And so everybody were asking about what happened to Prince since his father was gone. So it was great to hear that that he was in Monrovia. So I got reconnected with Prince. I had a friend whose name was Hassan Sankari. He was the manager for the Omega station in Monrovia, the Omega communication station in Monrovia. He was an engineer, but Hassan was also a musician. He had an apartment up on Ashman Street, and we will go there, to hang around and play. He had musical instruments there. So I took Prince up there. We took Prince up there, and Prince got to meet Hassan. Hassan just loved the kid, just like we all did, and opened up his place for him to come and play and practice. And we decided this kid is so talented, nobody know who he is, so we need to present him to Liberia. Let people get to meet him. Let people get to know who he is. And so Sylvia Henry, myself, and Hassan Sankari, we decided to host a musical concert to introduce Prince Sherman to the Republic of Liberia.
Hmm.
And we did. That concert was held at the Monrovia City Hall. I still recall Hassan participated. I did. I was the master of ceremony. Dr. Tukmanan Tipute participated. He sang. We had the guy who was, I believe he was the president or vice president of ITC Bank at the time. I believe his last name was Achuala. I think he was a Filipino guy. But these were all people that were into their different spheres of life, but they were also musicians. And so we were connected with this community of professionals who had their day job, but they were also musicians. And we were able to bring them together to participate in this concert. And Prince Sherman was the headliner. And that was the first concert that Prince Sherman ever had at the Monrovia City Hall. And that was when he did that hand trumpet thing
Hmm.
and blew everybody away. Nobody had ever seen such a thing before. And after that, people knew who Prince Sherman was. He started interacting and doing things. And when the war started to get serious, I decided I was gonna leave. I wasn't gonna stay in Liberia anymore. I decided I was gonna leave. But before I did, I told Prince, if you leave from here, go to Ghana. And when you go to Ghana, I have a friend there whose name is Governor Williams. He's a friend and a brother of mine. Go find him, and he will help you. And Prince took my advice, and he went to Ghana, and he found Godwin Williams, and told Godwin that I sent him there, and Godwin took him in, and I believe he lived with Godwin for almost a year or more. And Godwin had a group in Ghana, I believe they were called So Black, So Blue. Prince became a part of that with Thomas Wilson, Richard Al Wiles, and some others. And I believe they got very popular in Ghana. I wasn't there then. I wasn't there. They got very popular in Ghana. My understanding is that they opened for Boys to Men when they visited Ghana. Um, they opened for a lot of other internationally recognized groups, and that was and Prince became well known in Ghana, well established, and everybody knew his star was just waiting to shine as long as people get to meet him. I didn't see Prince again until I met him years later in New Jersey. And I believe we were going to a second chance concert. And I took him to that concert. I don't recall. I believe it was in the early 2000s. I believe it must have been somewhere in the early 2000s. I don't recall. But I believe it was a second chance concert. And he went along with me and Matu Say. Matuse was trying to get into the recording business. She was a young lady that was singing. I believe she's a recording artist now, but
Hmm.
she was trying to get in. I believe I drove. They both of them drove with me, and I took them to that concert. That was the last thing me and Prince did that had anything to do with music. I would learn later on that Prince became this formidable force in music in America. I talked to him every once in a while, and it broke my heart when I got the news that he had passed away. But
Hmm.
everybody that I ever spoke to who talked about music and wanted to know what I thought about music, I would always say, do you know Prince Sherman? Have you seen him perform? And if the answer is no, I would say, go look him up. Because that's how much I respected the gift and talent that this young man had. I'll pause for now.
Hmm.
Wow, that's amazing, man. Speaking of that second chance concert, Prince came in and effectively became a member of Second Chance, and we traveled the Eastern Seaboard. We did concerts in Rhode Island and other places, but you have Prince traveling from Ottawa to Maryland, from Maryland to New York because of music. Music was his life, and it's amazing how we're talking about Prince in the past. Prince is our contemporary, very young fellow. God have taken him to do better things out there. Um, yeah, we was gonna move on to uh, Winston Holt, but Winston is having some issues with the internet, so we're gonna go right to to Victor and Glorious Lambs. I see Michael here. I know you guys. This is a very summary for you guys. You guys are very close to Prince, very close. So I can understand your disposition here. But I want you guys to just light up a little more. Let's talk about Prince and let the world understand and know who this Jim is. So you guys, the floor is open for the lamps.
Mr. Director, AB. All right, let me start then. The guys will come in. When Prince was living in a Maryland area, uh, we knew him from Ghana actually, and he was so blessed, like my brother said, Smith said. And we got to the States. Then I think he mingled with you guys, second chance. Then it took a while. I think he took a break. Then he called me one evening, and we started, joking like we normally do. He said, "Victor, my man, I see you guys really doing good, glorious lines. I want to be a part." Yes, yeah, we can. And then I gave him some rules and regulations that he had to follow, and he had to send his letter to write to be a part. And he sent an email to me, and I forward to the group. Then when people don't want to join, or we give you questions, if you come to stay or you just come for part time, he said no, I want to join you guys. And then later on, he moved over to Philadelphia, the part of PA we were living in the northeast area. He was at my place here, his family, I think like a month and a half. Then because he was trying to settle in, he didn't have a place at the time. Then after from me, went to the base guy, the base man, Abraham Daniel place. He spent like a month and a half. Then later on, ended up with Michael. He was there for some time till he found his place, and we started singing together, travel together. And all of a sudden, we all left Philly. He went to Tennessee, and I and some of the group members came to North Carolina. And we've been good since then. And before he took sick, he and myself, we always together every weekend. He must call me and Vay, what's going on? If you don't got stranger or any guests in the town, and then we'll go hang out. When people come to recall, he would say, Victor, you know Sarah, right? Sarah, yeah, come and see her. When anybody come that I know, that before or know, he would say, my man, Peter, you have to do. Come see Peter, then I'll go there. And I kept going to Prince play on this. A lot of people that recorded with Prince, my voice on that song. It was so funny. When he come in, when I speak with my buddy, then my man come to one line or put it one little thing here. So he got me in some people's song until when I hear the song, I think my friend Madison, Madison did a song and he put a line in it. It was a crown song. So and there was a little part I put little there was little bass in it. So I said, man, I let that little bass put in something right there. Pastor Paul really love your song. So I didn't know that I'm the one that had put out my voice on Madison's song. So I said, Madison, that little bass, my man, Pastor Paul really gravitate to your song. So he said, Victor, you can tell me that you didn't know who put the bass on. I said, I can't remember. I said, my man, he came to the studio, my print when I can't recall. And he said, my man, and he put that little that Barca last so he did so many we did so many things together that I can always remember, that even when I'm walking, when I'm working, I keep remembering because he will call me, let's do this, let's do that. When he going to do an MC, he would say, Victor, send me 3 to 4 jokes. Then I would send it to him. Then when he go on the way to my man, the joke night, give me 2 more. So we did a lot of stuff in common, before he died. I was there by his sick bed and everything before he died. So I don't want to take much, so let's go back to AB or Michael. One of you guys can come on and let us know.
Dr. Walker.
This is Mike, man. E-man, how you doing?
Not much, Mike. Not much. Not much. Not much.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
anyway,
said already, I don't really want to talk about this because it's very sad to gather at this particular time to talk about Just Prince. It's tough. I just been down a few times. I don't really want to talk, but Prince, if we talk about musician, it's Prince. No style of music you're gonna bring to Prince that Prince will not play. And then both of us have studio together. And if we talk about arrangement, Prince is very good. If we bring a song in the studio, Prince will make sure he get it right. But the most important thing about life, what I tell people is communication is one of the most important things. Prince was lack of communication. I know it too good. He's my brother. I have to say this. When you call Prince 2 to 3 times, he don't pick up your call. He's gone. I'm not here to say, oh yeah, Prince was good, 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 good. But I'm going to say that because life is very important. Communication is very important. Friends, brothers, you have to be together as family. But sometimes you call him, you don't pick up. Other people's song that you do, you don't want to pick up. But for the music side, he's really good. He's a good person. When you're around Prince, he plays, you joke around, you have fun together. So that's one of the things about Prince. When I think about Prince, the activities with me, Prince and I were together for almost 6 or 7 years in the same house. We do everything together as brethren. We even have choir together or Greater Refuge Temple Church in Philadelphia. We recorded the church choir. We did almost everything together. He's a nice person. Today, sitting here discussing with Prince is sad because it was just 3 months ago. I went at his house to do a song, and he and I were joking. He asked me, Big Mike, what do you think, man? I want to go to Liberia, get my business. I want to start a business in Liberia. I said, what type of business you want to do? So I was joking. I said, no, I think the best business is to go and raise a baboon. So we find people to be scrapping the baboon teeth, and so we can pay them. So, so I was joking. He laughed. He walk around the studio. He laughed. He said, Big Mike, you're crazy. I said, I understand that, brother. Sometimes we just gotta, share that joke. But we work together when he do a beat and he feel the music of you. With your reaction to the music, that's what praying begin to do stuff. And before you get to know, it's perfect. And what God will take at this particular point, I don't really know, nobody ask God why, but I'm totally confused. Because seeing the person yesterday and today the person gone, so my advice is every one of us today, if you have your brother and sister, family, or wife and children, it's time to get closer to your family, to your friends. No matter what happened, it's time to solve your problem and focus on the things of God. Because I don't know his location, but we pray that God will take care of Prince. I'm telling everyone else here as a musician, oh, Emmanuel can sing more than me, or Victor can sing more than me, I can sing more than Victor. That's not the problem. God first. Let's put God first in everything that we do, that God Himself will come and use us for His glory. Prince is a good person. He's gone. We can't do anything. Whatsoever we say here tonight is just a waste. I love him so much. Love him. Got so much of Victor here. I call Prince over and over, over and over. Sometimes Prince don't want to pick up call you, not pick it up. But now I was still not drive to his house and knock on his door. And Prince don't want to come outside, he will not come outside. But today we pray that God will take complete control of his life and he'll rest in peace. Prince, if we talk about the music aspect, my brother, I talked from the beginning. Everything you explained is right. Perfect. You got everything set up. That's how Prince came about in Liberia. From the camp, we all were on the camp, sleeping on ground, putting stuff together. And we came here as member of Glorious Lounge and we did what we could do. We even went Hollywood, Prince production, all the Glorious Lounge music, Prince produced all the music. They took out to Hollywood. We came back everywhere, every part of America, we're all over singing. We're missing a lot. I'm missing so bad, like even singing on his funeral, I'm just empty. And like standing because I know he always stand by me when he's doing lead. I step in his spot and he goes out and sing. I come right back. But now, if you have to come on On his funeral singing, he's not around. What kind of society it is? How will we feel, man? The question is, it's tough. Email is tough. To just have a brother just 2 days or 3 days, you look at him and all of a sudden the person is gone. And it's just, I'm totally confused. That's why most of the stuff that been going on, and I've been talking, I just been down, just been thinking about life. What can I do next for myself? What can I for tomorrow, for the future? So that's a question I've been asking myself. Again, brother, thank you so much for bringing us here on this show. But to just let you know, Prince, those that love Prince, you have to do what you have to do because he did what God wanted him to do for his ministry. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, that was pretty touching. That was pretty emotional, man. And we're all emotional. Uh, as fellow musicians, we know how close we are when it comes to music. Music is that glue that brings us together. No matter how many years we haven't spoken, whenever we get together, it's magic. It's always something magical. Um, yeah, very touching, man. You guys work with Prince during these last days. He did some remarkable things that we're going to get into. But let's hear from the music director of Glorious Lambs, and just let us know how the Prince impact the music that you guys give to the world, man. Yeah,
How you guys doing?
very wild, man.
Well, when Vito called me this afternoon, I decided to not talk because from day one I take Prince to be my little brother. And even if they ask me right now at my job, let's say I work, when they ask me, I said Prince and I from the same from the mother side. So everybody, all my children know that Prince and I are brothers. So we is what it was true. Um, um, and when I went Ghana, Prince went to the house. He almost he almost dragged me out of Glorious Islam International because I went to Soul Black. I practiced with him, and I was singing the tenor. Went out for a few days, and the group didn't like it. I surprised Vito didn't talk about it. I don't know if Vito was there at that time, but because of Glorious Islam, I got to get out, and because I love Prince so much. Well, how am I to know Prince in Buchanan? They had a group. I don't know. It says I can't remember the group name for Challenge or something like that. I think
Yeah, challenging youth.
the Challenging Youth. And Prince went to my house um, in Buchanan when during the war when I went there. We all were there. He went there. They all saw me. That's it. Okay. And he said, "Big brother, I like the way you sing, and I want you to help me out." And what I'm gonna do if you help me out, I will help you how to play because I teach music on the other side. And um, um, this song, the All Star Mass Choir, we're all in the All Star Mass Choir. We bring ourselves down. I know Emmanuel. I know that we were establishing a group in Morovia. And I ran out of the group.
This box,
Yes, it's box. So when I when
this
I
box of cavalry.
yeah, and then he said, "What's the song?" Hey man, that's a song. And then he brought out and said that was my go-to song. When I go to the church will request for it, and when I sing it, I got something in my pocket, so I usually sing it. And then the All Star Master brought this song. It is important to me that I'm saved. It is important to me. He said, people, I'm going out there tomorrow at the church and I want to go sing a song. So give me a stanza and we'll fight over it. But when he left, I went back to Morovia. I didn't see Prince. When they Winston Hope and I were together for the rest of the year. We're in the same church. We're in um uh you were in you joined on Gurish. You were playing for the church, and then you went to what the church name the Methodist church at in Pinsville, and you went back there. And then when I went Ghana, I saw Prince, and he said, "Big brother, you gotta come to the house with us." And he carried me in Accra, and I met all the guys, and the group was very good. But with Gloria Slam, I just jumped out from the group. So our in and our out and our in and our out. For that reason, they used to come on the camp to practice, and I would sling out of Gloria Slam, and I go there and practice with them. With Eugene Patio, okay, Eugene Patio, if I can remember his name well. Sorry, brother, if you're listening. Well, you good. I wanted you to. I really love him, and he been doing great. He encouraged me. Number one person that encouraged me to move to Tennessee. Johnson said that when my wife moved there, I didn't really want to move, but he got to talk to me, and I listened to him. He's like a little girl, and pretty know how to encourage people. The place he can, they play correct, yeah, Eddie. They play correct. I'm telling you. And I went out there, and I got into disaster. I decided to come back. Well, and he was in a group, was singing, things were going on well, and Prince left. They don't want to talk about that. Prince left the group. Um, but every time he called me and said, "Brother, I leave in the group not because but my wife don't want me to be in the group because you feel that I'm not in the group because of the past. I will leave her." And nobody know the reason why Prince wanted to leave today, but I only know about saying it because he passed, and people will feel that Prince left the group because people encourage him. No, it's not true. People saying the group can sing, they can sing Bible songs, it's not true. But because of his wife, he wasn't one of to be in that group. That's why Prince and I didn't tell Victor, I didn't tell nobody. I just left it because he's a secret guy. You Prince tell you something and tell somebody, Prince will get angry with you for months. You talk to him, "Yo, Papa, you be very okay." He's a very secret guy. He never nobody know anything about him. That's how Prince is. The only time you know something about Prince, Prince come to your house and you say, "Prince, open that box, something in there, and you'll share, you'll have fun." That's it. Well, Prince's secret is very hard for Prince to tell you something very important about him. Except he really, really wants something, ain't no special. And that's how he is. So, gentlemen, I think that's all I have to tell you about Prince. I love him. They were in Glorious Lamb. He did well. But talking about coming from Maryland, there was some accusation about him that he really didn't like about his wife, and I want to talk about it. I know I wanted to I forgot it because of the main thing I wanted to say. The guy said something to Prince that Prince not really like. Said that that sometimes people out there will say all kind of things about we Liberians. And I want you to know, I want you guys to mark that down. Some Liberian went to the show of Black American and told us, say, "Oh, our Liberians, men, don't molest their daughters."
Hmm.
And I think really, really pissed Prince, I think it was all in Prince. That didn't make Prince to get dry. And that reason he and get separated today. And not because Prince wanted a different woman or that, no. Prince loved that girl, but because of that remarks and make Prince to leave that girl today. And so because of that, Prince moved on his side. When you encourage her that you wanted to want to do a recording, we went there. We did a recording and Prince saw the way we were singing Prince. I want to be part of the group. He and Vida had already spoken. And we all came together and the group started going out. And we had a lot of, when Prince entered the group, the group went from stage one to stage all the way to 100. We're doing good. We got good recording. We got recording studio that we're not paying anything. Somebody that's doing it for us. We just have to go to the studio and just sing. That's an opportunity for us. And furthermore, you were living with one of the lead singer house. We'll go there, we'll do our recording, and then we'll walk out, and things were better. But it was not easy because the girl came, lay complain, this, that, and it was confrontation. It was not a little thing that went on in Glorious Land. We were to sort that thing, and today, bring work out. That other things that Prince would just call me and tell me that Gloria I don't know about. And I would never say anything about it because I already know about him. You don't tell Prince secret to nobody. And that's why I killed him today. You got secret, you don't want for nobody to know. If Prince has said it or say, oh, I'm going through this problem, people are waiting to donate any organs to Prince because people love him. He don't make confusion with nobody. You talk to Prince, you don't Prince, you want to make confusion, Prince will let go. So everybody love him, and especially one of the best musicians that we have in the Liberian region right now. I know we got some musicians that can play that really good, but we know Prince is number one in our own stage. And for him to leave us, it's not easy. Sometimes we hold God responsible, but sometimes God give a chance. Those things come in our life to teach us, and if we don't walk after it, it destroys us. Some of us right on the line, some of us sick. Rise, diabetes, some people high blood pressure, have they want, how they want. But we voice it out. And sometimes people say, oh, in Africa, the guy can help. The guy in Ghana, the guy can help. Or in this. So voice it out. It's just there to teach you sense or teach you your direction. God got a way of doing things. That people in the Bible that were having epilepsy, that had other sickness and diseases, and they were healed. It those things there for the glorification of God. So he gone now. All we need to do is that we have to communicate. I heard Michael talking about communication, but we, the Glorious Land International, don't communicate. It is true that Prince don't. When you call him, he don't pick up phone. But it started from the beginning because most of all, when you call us, we don't pick up phone, so it become part of it. So nobody more hold Prince responsible. I know other people say, oh, when you call Prince, Prince don't answer. It just grew like international way of behaving. When you call, a lot of them, they don't pick up. So don't say Prince alone. The only person that you call today will pick up when you see your call and your call back will be Vita. But including me, you call me sometimes past 4 or 5 days before I call you back. It has become customary with Glorious Now International and Prince. It just adapt that become bad for him. So I just want to tell you that you are not a bad guy. You was a very good guy. And just a secret, everything he do was secret in his life, and that the secret carry him today. So my advice to you is that if you're going through a problem right now, you got other brothers, let it know. Probably there help somewhere around the corner. God bless you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Director. This is such an incredible time. Speaking of our brother in such a way that he's not with us anymore. We all have our ups and downs. We all have our you know weaknesses. But that's what make us be brothers and loving each other the way we do. Um, Winston Holt is one of those people who know Prince from childhood, and I would like Winston to come and throw some light on this legend. Who was Prince and what did it look like growing up with Prince? Winston.
Thank you, Emmanuel, and thank you to all of you present here tonight talking about a legend. Um, I'm sorry that I've been back and forth with my internet, but I think I'm good now. Just to reflect on the person that we're talking about tonight brings so much sorrow sadness to my heart. Um, all of us have different encounters, different level of knowing one another when it comes to Prince. Vividly, I do remember many years ago growing up in a community where we were like family. My house was right up the street. We were at the AME church right up the hill. Prince was right few blocks down going toward just before the Episcopal church. And we found ourselves there growing up as young children. Prince's grandmom, his sisters, his sister, and family. They were family to my family. And unfortunately, we grew up and the war came. We all went different walks of life and came right back together, right in Vassar there. And right after the war, like Abraham Jesus was saying, we started the all-star mass choir there. And later on, challenging you, the first group that Prince ever sang with came about. And after challenging you came about after the first concert that they had with Youth of Christ, right after there, and then I joined. So it was Prince, Abraham Johnson, Agrippa Cheer, and myself, the four of us. We grew up there. So we traveled around during the war to different places to sing. And I remember, I think we traveled to Yichapa with All Star Mass Choir. The very first guitar lesson that I learned, I don't play guitar at all. But the first guitar lesson that I learned today, and I still remember from a child, and anyone that gives me a guitar, that's where I go to, you know,
You
go
got
and
it
show
walk
them
up.
I can play guitar. That first guitar lesson was taught to me by Prince.
Hmm.
And it was a song that he and myself we created to do that particular guitar lesson. The first keyboard lesson that Prince ever learned, I taught him because I was playing before all of them. And Prince never, ever, wherever he goes, whenever Prince see me, he will let everybody know. Me playing keyboard today? Everybody out. Like, wait, this guy was a gift from God.
Hmm.
Prince was just one. There's no duplicate to Prince. I don't care how you try.
No way.
There's so many people that have tried to duplicate Prince, and yet until today, I listen. You know, I may not be the best musician, but I have ears to know that there's only one Prince. It saddens my heart. I'm not going to take too much of your time. It saddens my heart just to talk about an incredible young man. The other night I sat and I was going through my phone because of way back where we come from. Prince would just call me randomly one night and like, what's up? You check your voice message, you check what I sent to you? I said, Prince, what you sent to me? He said, go there. 1 hour challenging you, so I just sent it to you. And if he needs to be bluffing and he won't go, and we go, then he will sing something like, I don't want to use the word, but he will sing something completely a mess. And when you go listen to it, they don't respond to him. So we have so many back and forth on our upbringing that I have in my history that I was just listening to the other night, and it just brought back so much sadness to my heart. And when I thought about the way that I heard that he passed, it's just so sad. And like one of the brothers was saying that, let's talk about our health. You know, if you're not contracting some STDs or something that you went to look for, and it's a God-given health, whatever, please let's go and see what's going on with our health because it's really important. You know, it's good that my wife is a nurse and we're here. So whatever that's going on with me, I don't take that for granted. But this is where we are. Prince lived his life. He's gone. We are here. Prince gone. We're here. Let's just continue to serve God. and continue to seek all of our own soul salvation. Thank you to all of you who had some parts to play in Prince's life. Like I said, every one of us and everyone will hopefully be out there to pay tribute to him. Let's celebrate this young man. He was a great person, great music minister, and I just pray that his soul is resting well. I will stop there for now and turn on to Jeffrey Cicero.
All right, guys. Thanks, Winston, for this insight. This is such a summer, such a moment for all of us. And again, the message goes to all of us to really reevaluate our lives and how we will live the rest of our life. Because Prince is younger than most of some of us here, um, but yet and still he's not here. Prince has made such an enormous impact that's going to live forever, so to speak. Prince has recorded so many different artists. Prince has been behind me to record ever since we did our first Second Chance album. We didn't get the chance to catch up to do so. But his reach go far, go very very far. What I would like to ask us here collectively tonight is, Prince, his music was just unique. Prince's music was unique. So I just want us to go around the table to just explain to those that have the chance to watch us tonight, um, what sort of individual personal impact did Prince have on you, whether he was playing or whether he was doing his human trumpet. That's what carried me. That's what carried me away when he came to Second Chance. And you know, what sort of impact did Prince music have on you personally? I know we're all musicians, but Prince was at a whole different, um, alien type level. I'm not gonna lie to anyone. If it came to recording, Prince would record 100%. When it came to singing, Prince would sing very well. And then when it came to other things that we couldn't even touch, like how do you blow trumpet out of your lips and it sounds so authentic? So let's go around and look at Prince's music. How did it impact us as musicians? For me, it inspired me. It made me want to do more, even today. So let's go around the table and just explain how did Prince music impact you personally as a person.
One thing that I know about Prince, he's not like other producers. The what you give them and they give it right back to you. Prince will help to arrange your songs. He will give you tones to sing. I remember I took my daughter. Uh, Tracy did a song with Jody Clark, and Jody had done his part and gave his part to me to take it to a studio for Tracy to do her part. And I took it to a guy in my city. The guy wasn't paying attention while he recording. He on his little game, and Tracy just singing, not even helping out to say, go this far or go up, but sing the tone. Tracy sang as raw as it was and give it to us. The guy gave it to us as Tracy recorded it. That should not even, he would not even put in no time. So when I took the song to Tracy to Just Prince, he said, Victor, this is a complete mess. And then I told him that the guy wasn't, he didn't even care. He just, while he was recording, he was on a little game, doing his little thing, and give a raw work back to us. Prince got to rearrange the entire song and say, Tracy, go this way, go that way. So I will never forget that part because he will always arrange for you, give you sound, give you the tones, and because his name is what he fight for. He don't want you coming from his studio and somebody criticize the song, then he feels bad. So for that part, I remember him. I will forever remember him because he helped me a lot when I started my solo project. He said, Victor, do it this way, do it that way, do it that you get better. So he's kind of person that will always help to arrange your music before you get out. So I'll forever remember that part. That one of the things I will not forget. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
So I would just say, like I had previously mentioned, all the time I knew Prince when he was growing up, I had no idea what a gifted person he was. So my relationship with Prince was, just a big brother, little brother, and I had no idea, that he was so gifted. So when he was singing with Brother Holt and Brother Abraham and the rest of the guys in Buchanan, uh, I I had no idea. I didn't realize that Prince was such a gifted musician
Hmm.
until I met him during the war when I was in Monrovia in the 90s. And when I saw him and they was saying all this stuff about him, how gifted he was, I was like, really? And did the Prince Sherman that I know, I just know he was, you know, just our little brother. And then I saw him play and I heard him sing. I was like, goodness gracious,
Hmm.
this kid is absolutely phenomenal. You know, um, and it was personal for me because since we all came from the same place, and it will be the same for most of you here because as we're talking, I can see for some of you here, we all come from the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Holt here was talking about where he grew up. That's just right down the road from me. You know, I knew his older brother. You know, so we all just come from this community. You know, that was a harbinger of the arts, and music, and all of that. And and, and for most of us, we didn't know where it would lead. That some of you who came from that community would make the impact that you've made. That one of Liberia's most brilliant musical minds will come from that community.
Hmm.
What exemplified Prince and what distinguishes him from others that I have encountered is his range. One of the most gifted singers I've seen. One of the most gifted musician. When I say musician, I mean actual his musicianship, his 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 skill on the instrument. One of the most gifted. He's a director. He's a producer, songwriter. That range, that ability to do it all, and be one of the best at multiple aspects of music is just rare. It's just rare. Most of us we're gifted in one thing, and that's big enough. But this young man was gifted in a range of things that set him apart. I'll say this: it's unfortunate that most of Liberia is getting to know that one of its most gifted sons is gone only now because Prince is getting his honor and all of this that we're doing now. And when the tributes come and all of that, and it will come and it will get posted, and this podcast will get out there, and there will be people who've never heard about Prince Sherman or just Prince in their life before, and they'll know now that, oh, wow, so we had such a person. It would have been great if Prince Sherman was around to hear all these things that we're saying. Just to caution us all, none of us know when the bell will toll for us. Our time could be today, could be 40 years from now. Most of you here deserve honor. We're not talking about you right now because you're not dead, but that's the way that we do things. Glorious Lambs, if there's somebody in your group that needs to be honored, do it. Honor them like we see people do here. You see, they do tribute concerts to people here in America while they're still alive. And they're sitting there, and people singing their songs, and people going up there and paying tribute to them while
Mm-hmm.
they're still alive. I would love to see the day when we'll be doing a tribute concert to Mr. Winston Holt for his contribution to music and everything that he's done. People who he's impacted will come, and speak words of appreciation and
Mm-hmm.
honor to him while he's sitting there, while his wife is there, while his children are there, so they can take pride in what their father has done, in what her husband has done, and he himself, you know, can feel encouraged to do more. You see, when you do that, there are others who are sitting there watching and say, I want to be like Mr. Holt. I want to be like Mr. Jones. I want to be like Mr. Walker, you know, Mr. Jizzle. And so they will aspire to be like that. I just think we missed an opportunity to honor Mr. Sherman while he was still around. But it's a good thing that we're here today because this is going to be a part of his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
We're keeping his memory alive by talking about him. And I know this is not going to be the last conversation that we're going to have about Prince. There will be many private conversations about him, but I pray also that there will still be many public conversation about Prince so that his legacy will remain alive and people will look back and say what a great man he was, even if they didn't know him and they didn't experience it.
Uh, so let me just chime in right after my big brother. I I will say a few things that I will forever think and remember about Prince. Prince was a musician that faded in every category of music. I do remember Prince does not limit himself when it comes to music. Prince will want to play things that people will struggle to learn. Prince will want to play in augmented chords, diminished chords, chords that musicians around will fumble and try to figure out what is he really doing. Prince will want to do blues. Prince would just want to do things out of the ordinary. And that's where I found him to be such a gifted person. Prince is one person I would tell you, because I really, really know Prince when it comes to the musical side of him. Prince is one person that he does not back down. If you go anywhere and anyone feels that they are the number one or eight and they want to try to do anything crazy or stupid and they don't want to be a part of it, whatever role that you play, Prince is able to play that role. And he would do it even better than how you've done it before. Prince was such a gifted musician that we are not going to find in our community. I'm sorry to say, but most of those that Prince produced, I don't know if they're going to really, really continue. because he was their writer, he was their producer, he was the one creating tunes, he was the one even helping them to sync. We talk. I know exactly what I'm talking. So I'm saying to find such a person in our community, I don't know how that's going to happen, but he's just one that we're never, in the Liberian community, we're never going to get again. Yeah.
In addition to that, brother Winston, everything you said is true. People come to the studio with just the chorus, and Prince will definitely find the lead, find the tune, everything for that person. It's very hard right now to get someone to do that for them. It's tough within the Liberian community to get a producer that will help you from the beginning to the end. It's tough. He and I work together in the same studio. You write a song, it just comes in, Jesus is coming this way, that Jesus coming this way. You create from that Jesus coming this way, all the way to the end, chorus, bridge, everything. You do everything for you. And if you have to blow horn, if there's nothing in there, you use a hand, stand on the microphone, and you blow everything right there. You just do everything to make the music fun. He was one of my inspirations because Prince went around here. Sometimes when I was thinking, I want to run skills. There's that beat might go this way, I do this way, I do this way. So I learned a lot from him. Even the recording studio right now, I learned how to record, I learned how to do everything, from Prince. Go work together as a team. So he did a great job within the Liberian community, work together in the choir. He changed things around in the choir. That was very great. But right now, just sitting talking about him, it's just too much. So if you never have piece of him, what we say now, you should know who he was and he's gone. So let's try to make sure what we learn from him to add on it, at least to keep something from him. So we can still maintain that music aspect, whatever what we learn from Prince, so we can still build on it and see how best we can all live ourselves. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. So, guys, my own personal experience with Prince, um, you know, I was in the state of New Jersey, and Prince lived in Maryland. So I played for this church in Newark, New Jersey. And whenever I didn't get a chance to go to the church, we called Prince that Saturday night. And Prince is there Sunday morning early and consistently. Prince will never say no when it comes to music. And when Prince came in, he turned that place up. And there will come time where Prince will come to church where we're together, and oh my God, the people will be so elated. You know, um, and the church was a Ghanaian church. And we took that mix, that mix Liberian slash American sound, even when we're playing the Ghanaian music, and Prince always blew them away. And we did that for a while until uh, I got another gig at another place. I had gone to Staten Island, and it was just too far for Prince to come to, every weekend. But one thing I gather from Prince is, if you believe in something, continue to believe in that thing, because if you lose that, you lose everything. I've never seen Prince work a regular job. Maybe some of you guys have seen that, but because he believed in music so much and he poured so much of himself into music, music took care of him. Some of us, yeah, we do music, but we do have careers, we do other things. But when it came to Prince, Prince believed in music, and that's what he did. And that sustained him. And I don't see anything musically that Prince could not accomplish. I don't see anything that Prince would not accomplish. You were just so gifted to the place where when Prince come around, you feel safe. When Prince come around me, I feel safe because, hey, I have a person here who can sit in my stead and do extremely well, and I can learn from him in the process. So Glorious Lambs, I know you guys got some really legendary guys among you guys, but when Prince came, he was just the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you guys are doing it, man. I remember when I introduced you guys to the McDonald's Gospel Fest. Second Chance had gone there to the finals, and you guys went and blew the fest out of the water as well.
Hmm.
You know, so it's I was thinking about doing a studio in Minnesota. To be honest, I was setting a budget. I was looking for location. So when I called Prince and told him, Prince, I'm ready for us to do a studio in Minnesota. He will be, if he said yes, we will start building a studio the next week or so. You know, Unbeknownst to me that Prince will be called home this early. Prince will certainly be missed, but forget the music part. Let's look at his comical abilities. Prince was a gifted comic. Uh, the name that I have between Prince and I was Salk and Teeth. So he made a joke on one of our trips to, I think it was Massachusetts, and he just cracked everybody up on that trip, and that trip was so short because of him.
Hmm.
One of the jokes he took from there was somebody, uh, somebody asked, there was a spelling contest, and somebody asked the other person to spell the word certainty. And those jokes, I'm not a comedian. I can never ever mimic what Prince will do or say in his comical world. But Prince was just a well-rounded person, well-rounded. And some of the things that we can learn from Prince um, is that if you believe in something, uh, maybe that's what God has called you to do. Continue doing it regardless of some of the ups and downs you may have. We all have ups and downs dealing with different organizations, dealing with churches, dealing with politics in church. Sometimes we get discouraged. We don't want to go back to church. Some people take musicians and make them second class in the church. Meanwhile, music is the most evangelizing aspect of the church. And some of us get discouraged. But I think the homegrown apprentice should encourage us to get back, and I'm saying it to myself as well because I actually exited gospel music in church music, so to speak, um, because of some of the disparities in church as musicians, and so yeah, that's what I learned from Prince, and some of the thing too that we learned from Prince that's King Dixon calling. We'll probably get him into the studio. One other thing I will learn from Prince is that communication, communication. Whenever you have a tribe, what makes the tribe to be more cohesive and close is communication. When you're going through something, you want to talk to your tribe. You want to talk to other musicians. I know Walter Harris got a kid. He got an organ transplant because it was announced in church when he was ministering. Somebody right within the congregation on that day, when the service was over, will him an organ.
Hmm.
So it's very critical for us to communicate with each other, to stay in touch with each other. I haven't spoken to you guys from Glorious Lands in a while.
Yeah.
We should open up the portal.
That's the fact.
Yes, sir. We should open up the portal and start communicating and start inviting each other to each other's states because you never know what a person is going through, and that solution could lie right in one of our hands, so we can help each other. So those are the two things that I learned from Prince homegoing. One more thing, that life is too short, and if you have to do something, do it now. And and let's talk about how Prince made us laugh a little bit because I know Victor, you're a comedian as well. You and Prince are the biggest clown among the musicians. Yeah. So how did Prince impact us comically and as a comedian?
Brain is kind of crazy. Prince going to do when they hire him to be a MC, you say, Valen, man, give me a few jokes. Yeah, I was send it to him. I said, listen very well. In it, and I'll give it to him. He said, my man, give me two more. I said, my man, you want to finish my own,
Mm.
my own thing there? There will be on it until he'll keep carrying me until I give him the 5 to 6. After he asked for two.
Mm.
So and when I write something, he will call me, my man. Look, pretty much I need to do a stuff. Pretty will see something, he send it to me, say, Victor, I won't post this thing. What do you think? I said, my man, you charge me, or you can post that kind of thing, or you post it, it will come for you. He said, my man, I for a better when I post it. Then he will, I said, change it, or change the lyrics or the words, or what you want to post. So we were just like, for the fun part, we were just, when I post something, a funny person will call, he would be like, my man, you gave me to do. Then when he posts something and it's crazy, I'll be like, my man, you beat my time to do, so he was just a funny guy. And it was just a regular thing that God just gave him. Pretty much just, when American man tell you, say, multi, which means you got everything, nothing leave behind. So he had all of that, but that's all I got to say for now.
Mm. Yeah. So Prince was a comic, uh, and he brought light to all of us through his comical abilities. Uh, Prince will crack jokes, and it was therapeutic for him, and also therapeutic for those of us that are always around him. So he made that impact. Um, so let's talk about Prince's you know later days before God called him home. What were some of the encounters that we had with him a month before then, 2 months before then, 2 weeks before then, um, so we can bring this all together.
Well, I don't know whether he will link with everybody, but I was one of those last person for the whole year with him in everything. And he would call me and tell me, man, you gotta take me in tomorrow, you gotta pick me up tomorrow, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. He and my boy Madison and his wife. But I had one joke that Prince really, really liked. Each time I see him, he said, Victor, please repeat the joke. And when I started joke, even he said he would be laughing. He said, Victor, if you say that joke again, the joke was, I said, for me, like people would take food to work and wait for lunchtime to eat it. I don't have time for that. As soon as I get my food, I put it in the car. As soon as I start the car and I change the first gear, I say, my man, come here. I start eating my food in the car right away because I don't have no time to go keep food and wait for lunchtime. I will not do the people job. Come on, hard will be to that food all day until the job. Uh, 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 I will not even do the people job because I know I can't wait for the lunchtime to go. So I don't have time for. As soon as I change the gear, I probably get. I said as soon as I put the key, I change my gas. My man bring come here. I open that for I eat it. Look when I said, just pretty much die. See my man that the funny thing ever. That as soon as you turn your car in, you change your gear. Say, come here, bring Mr. Fu come here. Let me deal with you. So one of the things that he was insane. So you said, Victor, maybe say that thing. I think it'd be too funny about the food in the car all the time. And I one of the things that I keep on, even he can be sick. Say, my man, I can laugh but when I laugh, my whole chest hurt.
Mm.
But then he will say, for some kind of stupid thing just so that we can laugh. But he really went through a lot. He suffered a lot, and we talked a lot on his last bed. And I would say, come to him, bring stuff, bring food, bring fruit. And one day he called me, my man, thank you for that fruit basket you brought the other day. Yeah, my man, you're one of the cool guy, my man. So I was just there, me, Madison, his wife, and Jackie helping out. But then he would call my man, thank you. And when I go sing, when I come back, I give him small thing. Anytime I go anywhere, I can sing. I say, my man, you really did good for me. You push me a lot. So each time I come from singing for others, I say, my man always say, yeah, my man can't get my little thing. Yeah, I'm getting small things. So
So you
when
go
we,
sing. So you go sing for money, not for God.
oh yeah, People can set the power that the music we can say me move for here.
You and Winston Hall in the same boat. Instead of going to serve guy, you're go ahead.
Yeah, so each time I go sing, as soon as I come from other states, I'll go to Prince. He said, "But man, I very appreciate you. I can pay him for all my music, everything I do from beginning, but I just want to appreciate him because he gives is just too much, you know. So because I give, I just to give me extra, and so he forever remember that. Then one word he always tell me that I will never forget, ever forget. He will say, Victor, you are a Nigerian man in a Liberian body because you know how to hustle. I'll never forget that. So each time he says, my Nigerian man, I can't, my Nigerian man, I can't. So that particular one, I will never forget it. Yeah. So that one of the things that he must have already went through, to his last breath, and I was there to the end. Yeah. So that's it.
Mm, wow. So you're musician, you're sing for money, not for God.
Oh yeah. The Bible says you must live by your gift. And if you're man of God or woman of God, or you got gift, and the
What part
gift
of the
is not
Bible
making
that says
room.
you must live by your, what part of the Bible that says give the scripture quoted that you must live by your gift? Who's that?
And then if you have gift and the gift not making room, find someone and sit down. Period.
You say a gift that made room for you. You say a gift that give you money.
But I see room come in different forms.
That's why, that's why I asked when it says your gift that give you money. I wanted to know that part.
Yeah, whole day I signing contract here, doing signing contract at the other church, doing this and
I
that.
say your gift and your calling will make a room for you to sit among great men. And he
Okay.
Preach,
said the
preacher.
gift will make you get plenty of money and get rich.
Thank you. If
They
you
said
repeat it to
it
them,
will make you to sit among great people.
repeat
Preach,
it.
preacher.
Okay, preach.
Man of God, let's go. We join it.
But one of the things is that I really don't want to say anything about Prince right now because it hurt so much. I don't know what happened, but you're too young. And with that kind of talent that you had, I don't know. Um, and one person that really I see that talent in them, but they only pay attention to the church is Winston Hope.
Hmm.
And Winston will put himself in that position will be like the singing because if you play any song here today and Winston listen to it, he can go out there and play. I got a person Winston is. Let me give him a flower right now.
But
Yeah.
But
Winston is not human. Winston is alien. When we talk about musician, you don't put
wow,
you know,
Mr. Hope,
the minister alien. When we talk about human being, we talk about alien. Mm.
Excellent, excellent.
yeah,
Thank you,
but
Reverend DJ. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, so and this guy and with Winston. If I call Winston right now and say I want you to come, you will yesterday, Brandon, what you want me to do? I said I want you to come. And Winston waiting to come today. Uh
Before they remember right now. Wow.
no, he got married. He got anytime the man got married. Right now, that man that wanted that he and Prince are the two great musicians I ever seen him. I really love they don't show up. They only do what they able to do. When somebody had little anger, when you step on what you're not supposed to step on, but with Prince, you will keep quiet. With Winston, you will tell you the truth. Well, with Prince, the only thing I can say about him is that he's just too super. I
Yes.
don't know. They got musicians out there I haven't seen yet, but the guy is different. Look, the guy is so different now, till and he's so secretive that even when we go out there and no musician will go to the bring and you play for the people, you go to better. He said, they are director, oh, give me a hard time. You know, I like them man. But one day when we go out there, the man want me to go play for the pool, let the pool come to me and say, pray in the pool. They don't need to come to you. They give it inside. He said, no, don't do that anymore. But
Mm.
all the time when we go to our church, And if we go there to go sing, no musician, I will go to him. I said, I said, Prince, can you go help? You will look up it up for long. He will just go there. Yeah. But he down to earth, and I don't know what to say about him, but I don't think the only bigger part about him is he's too secretive. He
Mm,
don't share anything with nobody,
mm,
and that's it. And I want us to be like what Emmanuel was saying. We need to communicate, but when you have something inside of you, you need to share it. Somebody will help you so that you will not die premature death. That's
right.
what I have to say.
Yeah. So, as fellow musicians and brothers, what can we do to appreciate each other? What can we do to give each other our flowers while we're alive? When I was in New York, I know I received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Shibaki Award, but ever since it just stopped. We have these legends among us. I would have loved to have seen a Prince Sherman appreciation concert or Lifetime Achievement Award at some point in time. What can we do, Mr. Smith? I know you have been involved with promoting artists throughout your entire career. You're one of the best radio personalities in Liberia, uh, commonly known as the Mighty Mighty Wall. And I know you have a lot of vision in you as far as promoting the arts. You're an artist, but um, we have unsung songs among us. We have talent that have been buried because the talent we have is like art. It's like a piece of art. If you have a piece of art and you don't frame it and put it on the wall, it means nothing. But you just draw something, but frame it nicely and put it on the wall, it becomes valuable immediately. So how can we package, you know, uh, musicians? How can we work together and be closer? Uh, Mr. Smith, this question goes to you specifically. That something tangible can be organized to recognize, these wonderful, wonderful musicians who are making such an impact on the world.
Let me say this. First, let me just appreciate all of you on this podcast tonight because all of you have made significant impact um, in music and other forms of the arts in Liberia, in Ghana, and here in the diaspora. So I want to take the time to thank you. Um, Very often we honor people that don't deserve honor. You will see churches that the choir is singing in that have brilliant musicians like you guys. Rather than honor one of you, we will honor corrupt politicians. We'll make them file of the year because they'll put a few dollars in a collection plate or they'll be able to pay for something in the church. And people who really deserve the honor will never, ever get honor. Every time I have the opportunity to speak on this issue, I make this singular point. And we wonder why we always look outside of our community to find heroes and sheroes. We always talk about what the Ghanaians are doing, what the Nigerians are doing, and we always, find our models, our role models, our inspiration in the African American community and in other communities when we have them right in our own community. The reason the reason nobody's gonna look up Mr. Victor Jones as a role model is because the community have not lifted him up. They
They have
haven't
not
honored
framed
him.
him.
They
They
haven't
have not framed
recognized
him.
the gifts and talent that he has. They haven't recognized his contribution to the community. And it will remain like that until we begin to change it. Now, who's going to change it? If we're depending on other people to change it, these people are oriented to not giving respect to their own. So they're not going to do it because the default orientation is to honor people from outside or somebody that they can get money from. So let's start by doing it. We got to be bold. I understand they have the Liberian Gospel Musician Association, I believe LACMA.
Hmm.
Start from there. Let LACMA do something similar to the Stellar Awards. Why not? And there, honor your own. Honor your own people. I want to go to a concert, and I'll pay whatever I can pay to go to see, a Winston Holt tribute. I'll go there. I think he deserves it. I want to see, Gloria's Lamb's tribute. Where people coming up and talking about you and singing your songs and paying tribute to you. They're not going to do it. You have to do it. We we can have a annual Prince Sherman tribute concert and invite other people to come and keep his legacy alive. There is a Liberian musical awards. I understand, and I watched one of it. I don't know which year that was, and I was disappointed because the way the fashion the awards was as if all of the young people that are doing things today just got whatever they got, reached whatever height they reached out of thin air. There was no mention of the people that came before. No honor, no respect, none of it for the heroes and sheroes that came before, the pioneers, the people who sacrificed, who who didn't go viral, who didn't make any money, but they set the stage. They built the foundation. We always have to do that, but we don't like to honor people. And I think, they're not going to do it. We have to do it. You know, so I've been very blessed to interact with a lot of different people. I heard you talk about Vox.
Yes.
I moved back to Liberia in 2008, and I went to work for Firestone as government external relation manager. But Firestone had a radio station, and I was asked to also manage the radio station. And one of the people, and I went around looking for a certain type of broadcaster to be on that radio station. And one of the people I found was Shawana Kishel. And I asked her to come and do a show akin to Fresh Air on NPR. So I asked, can you be the Liberian version of Terry Gross that was doing Fresh Air? And she agreed, and she was absolutely brilliant. And she came and she brought the theme song because she said she wanted an original theme song for her show. And she brought it and she played it for me to hear. And I was blown away. I'm like, who did this? And she said, oh, it's a local group. I heard them singing at a concert or wherever she went. And she said it was so great. I asked, and I asked them if they could do a theme song for me, and they did. That group was Vox.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. That's the group that AB ran away from.
So I don't know. I don't know if any one of you were there when that theme song was produced for Shawana Kishel. So
What year was that?
that was
Many of these guys were young, young.
that
You
was
know,
that was in 2000. That was, I believe, in 2009 or 2010.
2009? No. I think we started Voss in the 90 though.
Yes, we
In
did.
Yeah. But 2009,
Okay.
I was out of that. God left
Okay.
in
There was
'96.
a group. There was a group with that seen in VOX.
Yeah, it says Fox of Cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still there anyway.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did
So
a
it was
couple.
still
We
there.
did a couple of theme songs
So
for
it was
radio
the
stations.
second or third generation of Vox
Yeah,
that probably did that, but they were
Emmanuel,
phenomenal.
Emmanuel, GC, all of them came from the third version of Vox. So
Okay.
you don't already.
But this is to tell you, this is to tell you how much talent we have, and until we lift one another up,
Yeah,
nobody, no, and
nobody
nobody
gonna
will
lift
know.
us up.
I don't know what this is going to lead to, this conversation. But since Glorious Lamb is an organized community of singers, maybe you guys can take the lead and start doing something to memorialize Mr. Sherman, and God willing, it can morph into something bigger, that can be used as a vehicle to begin to give honor to all these wonderful musicians that deserve to be honored. We're here to help. We're here to contribute. I, right now, my contribution, I have a nonprofit that is dedicated to the promotion of the arts, education, and sports. And even as we speak, I'm doing things in Liberia to help to promote the arts. But that's what I'm doing personally. My wife and I. So whatever way we can be of assistance in any of these things, where we can collaborate with individuals, groups of communities to to actually elevate the arts and elevate some of you, the great artists in that community, will be willing to do it.
Yeah, I think some of the mistakes that people make whenever they are honoring musicians, they try to limit. They try to limit the criteria to those that have recorded a song. It's not as broad as looking at people like Winston Holt. Looking at people like Dada Reeves, looking at people like King Dixon, that are masters of the key. They don't look at those kinds of categories. Um, the undercurrent of gospel music in our country, and I know Liberia has been one of the areas in Africa that brought gospel music on the continent in its raw form. There was no kind of song that was ever played in the US or in a church that would not be played in the Liberian church authentically. So we do have that background, and the recognition goes above those legends, and it goes to people that only people who record a song. So if we must look into these things, we have to look at recognizing people who master different unique parts, even some drummers that will blow you away, some guitarists that will blow you away. But we don't do that. The award, the criteria are so narrow to a person who went to studio. So we might want to look at that. We might want to look at something like a Prince Sherman award. A Prince Sherman award. Prince didn't record an album that had Prince picture on it where he did all the songs, and this is a Prince Sherman album, but he made so much impact on the world of gospel music. So I think, speaking of what can we take out of here today, besides some of the things we learned from Prince's life, would be how can we memorialize ourselves as musicians? How can we put ourselves on this pedestal? How can we take ourselves from being just an art on paper to get it framed, to get put on a wall where it can gain some respect, so to speak? How can we do that? This is a conversation that should not stop here tonight. I think we should talk about this very seriously. And more than anything else, let's step up our communication. Let Victor Jones not be the only guy that answers phone calls at Glorious Lamps. You know, um, very frequent communication with Winston, with Dada Reeves, with Victor, with with Carlos here, Wallace. Um, among other guys, let's keep it open, even if it's just what's up. Let's keep that open, and if we have any issues, let's share it and let's find resources for each other, whether it's an advice or whether it's just pointing someone in the right direction that can help to resolve those issues. Because I'm sure if Prince had brought this up and told Victor, listen, guys, please tell everybody that we know that I'm going through this. Do you know the amount of support
Hmm.
Prince would have had? So sometimes we tap into the areas of our community that is dark. And those areas in our community that are dark, we shouldn't focus on it, because if you focus on it, you will hide everything. The dark part of our community is where if you tell anybody something about you, they spread it negatively. But the positive part is, yes, if you tell your community, your tribe, what's going on, your tribe find solution, will find solution. Have I heard about it? Have Carlos Wallace Smith heard about it? You know, who knows? We can leverage our resources and really put support behind a guy like Prince. Then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Prince passed away too young, too young. And there's a few things we got to learn from him. And
Yeah. As you speak, I think we'll have to create a conference call that we all can go on there and see if we can create some legacy for him. For his children, to follow, to say, oh, this because of my dad, this happened. So I think we got to put something together behind the scene. I think so. I think Winston need to head it thing. Yeah, because I Winston blood a buddy there.
yeah, yeah, I think we're gonna wind down this segment. I think we
Hmm.
talked a lot about Prince, and we're gonna be here all night. We have to tap into the different categories that Prince uh, affected us in the different ways he did. So, yeah, I would just take some final words from us, some words of encouragement to each other, to the youth, to other musicians, on how we can be more of a community, of support. I know when my mother passed away, I know what Winston did. Winston bent over backwards. The church that I used, the church is super expensive, but Winston went there and twisted their arms, and we paid little or nothing. Not only that, Winston brought some musicians together from different churches, different singers. They went up there and did phenomenal, as though you paid them $1 million without asking for a dime. So that level of support we needed more than anything else. We need it among us more than anything else. Let's not be the life of the church. And if you don't go to church today to play the front at you, um, and we experience all of the things, but if we actually encourage each other and support each other, they will see the value in music. Um, I know sometimes we go to these churches and sign contracts. Yeah, you sign a contract and you play every Sunday. It's like a job. But outside of that, what happens? Daddy Reese left a church in Jersey that he served for many, many years. He left from there despondent. He left from there discouraged. Guys, this got to stop, and it got to start with us. We got to find a way to support each other and put each other up there. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's my funny
You know
word,
what?
man.
I'm about
Uh,
to leave. I'm about
yeah.
to go.
Final words.
Victor, just,
Yeah.
yeah, Victor,
Final
just give me
words.
1 second. So I'm about to go. So let me just put this out there. So, and let me just make this clear. Victor, maybe you were here and you can also carry that. I am a part of the group. I was added to that group chat room that's going on to provide some support for Prince. I have been not loud in that group, meaning I have not been saying much, but I'm there and watching and monitoring everything. So if we all do remember also another legend that passed, Moses Soare, when he passed, he was another young brother, young son that grew up right from under us from Tubman. Moses grew up and came, and unfortunately, he passed.
There you go.
Another legend that passed from our community. So there was a group chat that was created, and it was not intended for any purpose, but just like a lot of big brothers that you know that mentor Moses at the time. So that same chat room um, was there, dormant. So what I did was I just updated that chat room and changed it and added a Prince picture to it because it was all like big brothers. So the intent behind that was just to bring because Prince comes from different backgrounds. You have the artist background, you have the choir background, you have the producer background. I mean, everywhere you can think about. So the ideology behind that was just to bring, all big brothers, choir directors, let's come together. We all gonna go out there. When we get there, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna celebrate this legend in such a way that we will be able to tap into every aspect of what he has done? So that was the basics behind that. But then some information was misconstrued it. I was trying to create another chat room, which was not. I just want to clear that here. And Victor, since you were here, the idea behind that was just, so for instance, when we get at a church, all these directors that they have choir members from different walks of life. How can we bring a one-time choir at just like we tried to do for Emmanuel's mom and do it all around? Because this happens all around, even here in the U.S. when you see these top gospel legends that pass. You will have even all these artists will come together in at one point in time during the service to do something. So it was just an idea behind that. I'm hoping, Victor, that since you guys are out there, it's something that we will still not forget because it's something that's needed, especially at the service. How can we celebrate this man with and give him the kind of respect that's due him for those that didn't know that part of him, where he came from, the choir side, before he went into producing individuals. And Jesus is here. And Jesus can tell you, and I completely forgot that Jesus, Prince, myself, all of us, we come from way down, from way behind the wall. And Jesus knew our group challenging you, where we started from. So it was just the idea behind that. And I pray that we will all have like minds and not, think that anyone wants to try to do something to separate anything from what's going to bring glory to God. Because Prince funeral is sad to say it that way, but we pray
I
that
can
we
hear
will.
you guys.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I
Go
can
ahead.
hear you, so I get it up.
Yeah, go come back.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, go
Victor's
ahead,
doing
Winston.
that.
I'm listening.
Yeah. So I'm saying, I'm praying that, even in the midst of death, that we are left, we that have been left behind will be able to get to the place where we will continue to win souls for Christ, because that's why we are called as music ministers, and that Prince funeral, we will come together. And I'm praying that Prince's death will bring us even more closer so that we can live as brothers, we can be supportive to one another and just celebrate one another. That's my utmost prayer. And I'm going to look for that when we get over there in a couple of weeks next week to see how can we come together and not everyone always thinking that someone is trying to bring some level of segregation. So I will stop there. I want to say thank you, Emmanuel, for affording us this opportunity to talk about planes. It's a great thing to do. It saddens my heart that we are doing this. But guess what? We pray that this death will bring us even more closer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Winston. Thank you.
So,
Any other
Manny, thank
final
you.
words?
I just want to say thank you for including me um, as a part of this distinguished panel. Uh, Prince holds a very special place in my heart, and it grieves all of us that we lost this legendary young man at such an early age. And you think about how much more he could have contributed, you know, to our community and to society. But I thank you for the opportunity to say a few words about him and to interact with everybody here. I pray that this conversation will continue um, for the sake of Prince and for the sake of all of us that are left behind to continue his legacy and and to continue to make our own legacy. So thank you again, and I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Victor, you got any final word?
Well, we just want to I'm going to excuse me, let the public know that Prince funeral arrangement is on August 7th, 8th, and 9th. Friday, which should be the 7th, will be um the wake and viewing. Will view her body from 5 to 7 o'clock at the funeral home. Then after that, we will go to a venue for the wake keeping for I think 2 to 3 hours. Then from there, the secular order will take over on Friday. Then Saturday, which is the 8th, is a funeral service in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then Sunday will be a memorial concert for raising support for his children that are left behind. So for any information, you can contact me, Victor Jones, on every social media platform, and I can give you more details. Thank you.
Emmanuel, before you close, Victor, let me just let you know
Uh huh.
for your information,
Mhm.
because of who Prince was to me,
Mhm.
I'm going to replace Prince in your glorious land. I'm going to come to your glorious land and
Mhm.
not replace him. I cannot replace him, but I'm going to stand in his gap
That'd be
to
great.
represent him. I'm not replacing him. Let me
Mhm.
not use the word replace, but I'm going to stand in the gap. Even if you guys are singing, whatever the case is, I just want to just have that presence of him felt,
Amen.
because Prince, we cannot let him go. We
No,
cannot. We cannot.
that's that's true.
I pray to be able to do that.
Yeah, we can. All
Thank you.
right.
Thank you,
So,
Winston.
Emmanuel, thank you so much for having us on here tonight.
Absolutely. For those who will be watching later on, because I know we had some glitches for Facebook. People thought it would just be there, but I know there was a process to get in. But I would just like to leave the Cash App information here for anyone who would like to make a donation towards this campaign to help his children and to help his legacy. The Cash App will be 704 7447, and that's for Zelle as well. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming out. And again, this is the ERW podcast. This is where we talk about business, leadership, community, family, and everything else in between. You guys have a good night. Please like, subscribe to this channel, and we'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.